So in this video I want to show multiple ways on how to make cuts in this Lifeproof flooring, which comes from Home Depot. And a lot of if you're cutting off of the end here, you can score and snap it. I'll show you that in just a moment. But on the rip cuts, like I need to cut an inch, it actually tapers down. It's about 7/8 to 5/8 there. It tapers down a little bit, or else I would just use a guide. But on these rip boards, you cannot score it and snap it. There's no way of breaking that off after you score it. So this is just one way to do it, and that is to use a table saw. And I do want to recommend that if you are not comfortable using a table saw, take extra precaution while doing that, okay? Good. Okay, so this is going to be another way you can make your cut on this. And this is just cutting it straight off here. And I am using a Sharpie because a pencil is really hard to see on this particular flooring. So what I'm going to do is just take my little frame and square once again, and I am going to put it right on the mark. I'm going to use my fingers here to hold that, my thumb to hold this from twisting. I'm not going to put a whole lot of pressure on this, because if I put a bunch of pressure, it's going to cause my frame and square to twist on me. There at the end, if you'll notice, I'm using my thumb to back my blade up. That way I don't accidentally slip off and nick the already installed floor. If you're not comfortable doing that, by all means put you a board down underneath of it like that, just to save you, just for an extra precaution if you're not comfortable, okay? If you can see, I got just pretty much a scratch on there. All you have to do is create a weak point, and whenever you bend it, that weak point is exactly where it's going to break, okay? So now that I got that, I'm going to flip it upside down and feel, right here it is. I'm going to put my hand right here on this side of my cut, bend it straight up, see that, and it snapped right off. So you can see my Sharpie mark, it broke straight off right where I scored it. That's two ways. That is way number 2 on how to cut the Lifeproof rigid core flooring from Home Depot. Okay, so this is the third way, and probably going to be the most preferable way for the DIY people. This is a jigsaw or saber saw, whichever you would like to call it. And I've already scored and snapped the length off of this. If you can see this line right up here, I have to rip that down to this point right here, okay? So these blades, they just go straight up and down like that. So you want to have your board, your workpiece, on something that's going to prevent it from bouncing up and down with this, and you want to have a firm hold on your board, okay? So rather than cutting this line first and only having a 1/2 inch holding, actually that's 5/8, only having that much holding all the pressure and vibration and stuff like that, that's going to be really weak. So I'm going to do my rip first, and then I'll cut that point right there, okay? That way I'll have the whole strength of this until I get this rip done. Now with that been done, I'll turn it around and I'm going to place this close to the edge of my work table here, and that way it prevents it from bouncing up and down so much. I can see that it's going to cause a problem right there, so let me do this way. Okay. So there is that cut, and that is way number 3 of how to cut Lifeproof rigid core flooring from Home Depot. Okay, so here is another way. As you can see, I got my mark cut right up here, and again, it's another L-shaped cut, and this time not necessarily a preferable way, because you need to be a little bit skilled using a circular saw to do this. But regardless, this is just to show that you can do these projects with each one of these tools that I'm showing here. You can make any cut you want for this particular flooring. You can install an entire house of this stuff using either one of these tools that I'm showing. Okay, you don't have to have a multitude of tools to do this. You just have to know how to use each tool. Okay, so again, if you're not comfortable doing this stuff, don't attempt it. But here we go. I left just a little bit in there right there. I'm just going to take my carpet knife, take that little corner out right there. Good. And there we have, once again, another way of cutting Lifeproof rigid core flooring from Home Depot. Okay, so this is another way of cutting. So once again, another L-shaped cut, because these are the ones that you cannot score and snap off. And on this time, I'm going to be using my oscillating tool that I use so often for multiple things. These things are super handy. So on this cut, we're going to be using this particular saw. There we go. Once again, this is a little oscillating tool, and there is my L-shaped cut once again. Now you might say, well, because you said you can do a whole house with this, what about cutting round stuff with the, say, going around the commode? Okay, I'm going to show you that real fast. So we're going to I keep this on there just for that reason, just so I can get my round cuts. I'll do this one. Okay, so there is my round cut for a commode with my oscillating tool. Naturally, you're able to do that with a jigsaw. Let me get another one. I'll just do it again here. Let's see, these are actually going to be inside cuts, so I'll come here. We'll do this one with the circular saw really fast. I'll just show you that you can use all of these tools to do your entire house without having a multitude of tools, okay? Once again, if you're not comfortable, don't try this stuff, okay? I'm just showing that you can do it. clean that up just a little bit with my carpet knife. Okay. There is my round cut for going around a commode. One more, and then that's going to be good. We're going to do it on the table saw. That way, if you have either one of these tools, you're able to do all of these cuts. See that? Here is a commode cut with using a table saw, and obviously you can do it with a jigsaw or saber saw, whichever you would like to call it. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful to someone, and don't go spend a bunch of money if you're just going to do this one project. Only buy one of these saws demonstrated in this video is all you need. Thank you for tuning in. FBSB is out.